Hey foodie fam, welcome to Food for Yum, where we highlight Central Florida's food and beverage scene. Central Florida has evolved so much over the years, and we're on a mission to explore the food hub of the Southeast. Like, subscribe, and comment for more great videos.
Hey foodies, it's your girl Lauren here at Food for Yum. We're here sitting with Cesar from CM Bakari. We're breaking bread today with him, and show us what you got.
This is the Khorasan, which is a wheat variety that came from Iran. This is a multigrain that I mix my own blend of grains, and this is the country loaf, which is the classic sourdough.
Are you ready to dig into the first one?
Yeah.
So you said the first one was the Khorasan. I love how airy it is too. Like you definitely did a really good job at that.
That's what you get with real bread. Do this. On this one, you're gonna notice that the crumb, which is the inside, is like really soft and fluffy, almost creamy, and then really crusty on the outside. Wheat variety came from Iran, from a region called Khorasan. That's where the name comes from. So the main characteristics of this bread is the crumb, which is the inside, tends to be really like light and fluffy. It has like a creamy texture to it. It has a golden hue to it, which is the grain. The grain itself is like really dark yellow. And sometimes if you chew it long enough, hold it in your mouth, you're gonna start getting hints of like sweet corn in the back end.
So that's what that is. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's very textured, very crunchy, very crispy, but then also airy. Like you really feel all the textures going through when you're breaking the bread. And I see that we have a couple of different like spreads out as well.
Yeah. So
you make your own special butter?
I do my own special butters. Like this one specifically is sugarcane syrup with cayenne pepper and salt. The sugarcane syrup came from an edible experience. After a dinner we did there, the farmer gave me this thing to try out, and I tasted it, and I'm like, what can I do with this? And this came out of it.
That's awesome. Let's try it.
Yeah. This one's really like nice, like sweet, salty, spicy because of the cayenne. It's actually came out really good.
Do you sell that?
I do.
It's
Lately I've been like a little too busy, so I haven't been able to make the butters.
It's so smooth, so creamy. You get that kick from the cayenne. That sugarcane comes in sweet first, and then that salt. I'm getting the salt now. The salt's so good. Yeah,
it's like in layers. You get it. It came out really, really nice.
So if you don't mind my asking, where did the name CM Bakari come from?
So the name came from basically the CM stands for Cruz Mogensen. So Cruz is my last name. Mogensen is my fiance's last name. We have 2 children together. And then Bakari means bakery in Icelandic because my fiance is from Iceland. So it's like the whole family thing going on. The bakery started during COVID, and I basically wanted to do something to provide for my family. So that's why I named it after them.
What other spreads do we have?
So here we have apricot jam. This is the butter that I made with sugarcane syrup, cayenne, and salt. This is strawberry jam, and this is New Zealand butter.
Do you know what makes it so special about New Zealand butter?
The cows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the butter, as you can see by the color, is more yellow. So it's creamier than the regular butter that you get here in the States.
So you did mention that like in 2020, that's kind of like how you started CM Bakari. Did you always want to start a bakery? Like what inspired you to become a baker?
I grew up in Puerto Rico, so there was a bakery 2 blocks away from my grandma's house. So my grandma would send me to the bakery to buy bread, and by the time I would get to the house, half of the bread would be gone because I already ate it. Fast forward 20-something years after that, and while I'm in culinary school, an article came on the New York Times about this no-knead method of doing bread from a chef called Jim Leahy in New York. He has a bakery called Sullivan Street Bakery. So that article, I read it. I go to my baking class and I asked the professor, I'm like, can we do this? She's like, yeah, sure. So that article is what sparked the interest even more.
So in your business, like, have you experienced any good, strong lessons?
It's catching up. People are starting to appreciate what real bread is, you know, as opposed to like bread purchased in the supermarket. The main difference is this is flour, water, and salt. If you look at a label for a supermarket bread, flour enriched usually niacin and flavor, whatever, and then salt, water, citric acid, ascorbic acid, or all these other additives.
So many different things. Like it's not pure.
It's not pure.
And I know that you sell margarita pizzas and different things like that at the Audubon Farmers Market too, right?
Yep, every Monday.
That's
from
awesome.
5 to 8.
And you sell out quick.
Yeah.
Like literally it's so hard to get any of his good stuff.
Yeah, I tell everybody, show up early. I'm limited by the amount of things that I can stuff in my car, pretty much. So I bring usually between 30 and 40 loaves of bread and about 30 to 40 doughs for pizza. And usually by 7 o'clock, I'm usually wiped out.
That's awesome. That you're so busy. There's a lot to do.
It is a lot to do.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the next bread for us to taste?
So the next one will be the multigrain here. This one has a blend of 6 different grains. It has sesame seed, sunflower seed, pumpkin seed. It has polenta and oats inside. You can kind of see the little grains inside as you cut it and as you break it. Oh, and also has millet.
Millet?
Millet.
What's millet?
Millet is a grain. It's like really small. It looks like quinoa.
Oh, so it's real healthy.
It's healthy. And it's,
nice. Cheers.
This I'm gonna try with the New Zealand butter.
Smells so good. New Zealand cows, man. So you mentioned that you pack all this bread for your Audubon Farmers Market in Orlando, but you also work with Chef Bruno Fonseca at the Foreigner Experience. How's that like?
We collaborated on a bread that is only served at his pop-up. That bread we're calling the triple black. 2 specialty flours. It has a variety of wheat called Yecora Rojo from a mill in Washington State. It has another flour called Black Emmer. That one I get from a mill in Illinois. And then we put activated charcoal and black cocoa powder.
The consistency is so different. Like, I don't even know how else to describe it.
What makes this one different than that one, the grains, is what makes the difference. As they sit in the dough starts absorbing whatever the grain has to offer, whether it be starch or the essential oil that the grain might have on the outside, and it changes the texture. That's the beauty of bread, you know, something as simple as putting a different grain inside changes the thing completely.
Super cool stuff that you work with him. You provide this very exclusive bread. What are some of your top sellers, if you don't mind us asking?
The Corazon and the country loaf, which is the next one we're gonna try. It's the country loaf being the classic, the standard classic sourdough, and then the Corazon with the wheat that came from Iran. Those 2 are probably my most popular ones. Every time I bring them to the farmer's market, they're gone.
They're gone.
Like immediately.
What's your favorite bread or item to make?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
So you give, like, obviously you give a little bit of like your love in each individual bread you make.
Yeah, they're all my babies.
Oh, so cute. No, definitely, as you taste the bread, you can really feel like the love and care you put into it. Everything is handmade, like it's all fresh. So I'm excited to try the tried and true, the classic sourdough.
The classic sourdough is basically, I do a blend of bread flour and whole wheat and water and salt. And then the starter. Those are the 4 ingredients that you have on a traditional bread.
That's awesome. Are you ready to dig in?
Go for it. She goes for the big one. I love bread.
I love how airy it is. Like, you can really tell. You need to try these butters, and you need to try his margherita pizza. So good, so good. So we're on to our next section, which is everyone's favorite, which is the lightning round. If you don't know what the lightning round is, it's just basically a series of this or that questions, and you just literally just answer it off the top of your head.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Sauce on the side or sauce on top?
On the side.
Crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter?
Neither.
Dang.
Not a peanut butter guy.
Guacamole or salsa?
Salsa.
Play music or listen to music?
Mostly listen now. Before play, now listen. I don't have time to play anymore.
A night owl or early bird?
Early bird.
Passenger or driver?
Driver.
Nice. City or countryside?
I don't know. How about urban? I'll make sure about it.
Cooking or being cooked for?
Cooking.
Hot coffee or iced coffee?
Hot. All the way.
All the way?
All the way.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Awesome. Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? Thank you so much again, Cesar, for your amazing bread. Literally delicious, and your homemade butter, you know, your baking journey. So, like I mentioned, you guys can see him at the Audubon Farmers Market. Come early, because these probably won't last. You'll probably see me there getting the last one. But until again next time, thanks so much for watching Food for Yum.
Thank you guys.
Bye.